Welcome to the Militia Gaming Community. I'm Trigger, and this is my summit guide for this week's Car-Toon Summit on the Crew 2. Let's go! I'm giving away an Xbox Series X to one of my subs this holiday season. Click the giveaway video link in the description or in the top right of this video now to watch the video and enter the giveaway. Just being a sub will not automatically put you in the giveaway, you must officially enter. So go watch that video, enter, and then come back to this one. Good luck! So first we have the aerobatics event called Central Park. I'm gonna be super straight with you guys, flying planes in this game is definitely my weakness. My aerobatics plane is not even close to maxed out, so I have a hard time even finishing this event. That being said, the rest of this guide I feel strongly about, and I never fail to get platinum every single week, so I'm shooting for at least 50,000 points for this event. I don't have a clear suggestion for you as I am still learning this type of racing myself. I would never offer advice where I'm not a seasoned veteran because my intention is not to mislead you. Thank you so much for understanding. Now let's move on to the next event. This slalom is pretty easy, there aren't any tricks here. The faster your boat is, the better. Make sure you have parts on your boat with the skilled affix stat on them. A full set will help tremendously. I managed to score 10,000 points on this, which should be enough for 80 to 100,000 points in the summit. I use the 1414 Demon, and here are my pro settings. Next up, the Coal State Escape. This is a river escape, so again, the faster your boat is, the better here. My fastest boat is that 1414 Demon, so I'll be using that again. Make sure you're trimming by holding down the left joystick while driving, as well as nosing when available. I was able to get way farther by taking a right at this fork, and I ended up with the 56th fastest time, which will be plenty enough to get 100,000 points in this summit event. My pro settings are exactly the same as I just mentioned for that Black Hills Slalom event. Next up is the Touring Car Race Jersey Chaebon Cup with the 935 2.0 Coupe Baby. This race is all about keeping your speed through the corners and exiting with as much speed as possible for a good time. My touring car is not fully leveled up, but I should be able to make a decent time. I managed to snag a time below 1,000 people on the leaderboard out of 48,000 players, so I'm pretty sure that you'll do just fine if you can get a time anywhere under 4 minutes. The pro settings I use for the 935 are like this. Alright, next is the Pacific Coast Everyzon track in the powerboat races. Again, there aren't any secrets on this race. The faster your boat is, the better you're going to do. A couple pointers for people who are not used to using boats for races: stay out of the other boat's wake. It will slow you down massively. If you have to cross a wake, do it quickly so you don't lose much speed. Also, usually it's faster to not take jumps. But if you have to take a jump, make sure you nos mid-air to land with as much speed as you possibly can. It definitely boosts you through the air just like the dirt bikes. I again use the 1414 Demon, and you've already seen my pro settings, so let's move on to the Marina del Rey Air Race using the GB-R-1. Again, this is not my strongest category, and the GB is not the easiest plane to fly, but my advice is to use NOS on the flat sections of the course. My GB isn't fully leveled, and I managed to snag a time in the top 15% of players who have attempted the Marina del Rey course. I don't think that this will get me 100,000 points, but the other events will definitely carry me through the platinum finish line. My GB Pro settings are like this. Moving on to the hovercraft race called Gold Rush using the XK Armored Hovercraft. There aren't any cuts in this race, but it definitely takes some getting used to in order to drive these hoverboats well. But the tips I have for you are that you need to use your NOS to help you turn more than you need to use it on the straightaways for speed. It's a much better tool that way. Also, I recommend staying wide when entering a turn and then cutting the inside of the turn, and do not take the jump on this course. It is devastating to your time. This event makes you use the XK Armored Hovercraft, and the pro settings I found to work best for me are these. Next up, the Monster Truck Race Dakota Grassland Dirt Race. There's no restriction to this race, you can use any monster truck you prefer. This race is very fun, although it can be frustrating at times because it's quite easy to slide out, turn the wrong direction in midair, and miss checkpoints. My biggest tip for this race is don't turn at all while in the air, and make sure you do NOS in the air as well. It gives you a significant boost. The other thing is that at the start, the fence on the right is breakable, which means it's actually an easy pass to the front, and you don't have to get your wheels locked up with one of the AI drivers. That is a huge problem at the start where there's a lot of traffic. Once you get in front, it's fairly easy to complete this race. NOS off the line though, and get to the front as fast as you can. I'm using my Abarth monster truck, and my pro settings look like this. And lastly, the Rally Raid Arch Park Trail using the 370Z Z34 monster truck. This is actually one of the more simple rally raids because your path is pretty well laid out for you. Most of the time in rally raids, you can choose between two different directions several times on the course, and it's hard to know which direction is the fastest. This one, there's a very clear path through this canyon. You just have to follow the canyon, and as long as you don't make any significant mistakes and your monster truck is leveled up, you should easily score around 100,000 points. Don't be afraid to brake around certain turns in this race. It's better to slow down and make that turn than to run into the canyon walls. Monster trucks are a little bit harder to control than rally raid vehicles, so just be careful, get through it without crashing, and you'll definitely score a decent amount. Alright guys, that's it for this one. It's kind of a strange week. We don't have a lot of real technical and shortcut style races. It's sort of a weird, cartoony, if I may. So that was all of my tips for this summit. I wish you guys luck. And if you still have questions about this summit or any of the videos on my channel, you can always hit me up on Instagram. My DMs are always open. You can send me a message at any time. I may not reply right away, but I will get back to it because I read every single message. As always, thank you so much to all the subs who stuck around for another video. I appreciate that, and I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.